Hi everyone, and welcome back to Module 4, where we'll be looking at the minor arcana of Ace to 10 of Cups, or water. So here we meet the emotional self. Water is our connection to the moon, which connects us to our emotions and is our mother energy. It's the shadow side, it's the dark side. Sounds ominous, doesn't it? But the feminine represents darkness, and the sun represents the light. So here we're working with the deep, and they can be dark emotions, but they're also a space that's calm and ready to receive. So it's our receptive nature. In simple terms, it's how good are you at saying thank you and being able to receive. So water sustains us, and it's essential for life. So we're made up of 75% water. So if we go without drinking water for up to 3 to 5 days, our organs begin to shut down. And we wouldn't be able to survive in most cases after 5 to 6 days without water. So just think about that. Drinking about 1 litre of water a day is the most spiritual gift you can give yourself. And think about it in terms of, farmers working. If they're not getting rain, nothing survives. So it's also the lunar or moon energy, which is our first connection to the mother's womb. So water is the element we meet as we enter the physical world. As we come out, it controls our ebbs and our flows. It controls women's cycles. It also, from what I've learned, the outgoing tide represents people that can be passing over, and the incoming tides represent birth. So it's interesting just to be able to, study that in a little bit more detail if you wanted to. So water feels everything as one, no separation. So before we start with the Ace to 10, tune into your feelings. Hold your hand on your heart and feel your heartbeat. How are you nurturing yourself and others? How do you love? Who or what do you love? Write yourself a love poem. If you don't feel it so easily to love humans, think about your pet. Think about your garden. Think about something that you truly connect with that brings, your heart alive. And focus on where you're living in your heart space right now. So let's start. We'll go through starting with the Ace of Cups. So this is the realm of feelings, and it's affairs of the heart, and it's also the major awakening of the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is the bridge between the below is the physical world, and from here up is our spiritual or divine self. So we're all one, we're all connected to everything, but it's the heart that bridges the two. So the intense feelings are felt by those around us as we feel with all our heart. A new love can enter with this card, or even a crush on someone. It's home is where the heart is, so it's when you can be looking for a new place to live, looking for a new creative project that gives you a lot of emotional satisfaction. Aces are asking you to be in the receiving mode, to open your heart and feel compassion for yourself and the world around you. These little droplets here, and they represent the yods, which are the messages from spirit, and here's the opportunity. So it's always the potential with the Ace. So now we move into the 2, and here's the duality again. So the pure energy of the Ace has divided and become 2, and it's always self-love first. So if you're this person here, you're seeing your reflection back in this person. That's what the cups do. They reflect back to you. So we can, sometimes find challenges in the 2, but it's a good thing because it makes us see what we need to see in ourselves. It can be our first encounter with a soulmate, a dear friend, a co-creator, or a lover. A new relationship is formed here. So it could be also work or a collaborative project. It doesn't necessarily mean a full-on love affair, but rather a friendship first and steps towards creating a more dynamic connection with those that we love. There's also a healing going on in the heart here. This is a symbol for healing. So when we meet this person, it's like our heart is giving permission to receive again. Then we move into the 3. So this is initial completion. So all the 3s represent the stage of falling in love. So now we've given ourselves permission. It's when a couple commits to each other through marriage or whatever commitment style that is for them. Could be, hand fasting or hand fast, is that what you call it? And yeah, so it's when they decide, okay, let's get married, or it could even be the step of, here, come and meet my friends, or let's buy a puppy together, or let's have a child. But it's bringing in that 3rd dynamic to bring stability into the relationship. It's understanding and committing to each other's needs while also caring for the extension of the couple. So this could also, be our polyamory card. It could be in a relationship that's doing well and you actually invite another person in. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. And see how you can't see the face on this person? So through these 2 people, you end up meeting somebody else. So it could be a gathering that you go to and you meet another person, or a new person. Then we move into the 4. So in relationships, when they get too stable or a little bit predictable, which can be nice, but sometimes it can get a little bit boring. So rather than growing as a couple, one or both may have become a little bit so there's always more to explore in a relationship. However, rather than talking to each other, one of the couple could go off and gossip with friends or get distracted by other people's opinions on where you should be at in the relationship. Do we really know each other at this stage? It's still really early days. We haven't reached the 10 yet, so we're still understanding. How can we put excitement into the relationship? How do you get a new source of feeling curious about each other again? Look outside the box for new sources of inspiration here. So Spirit's always whispering messages to you, saying, here, come and do this, or come and do this. But when we're focusing here, that can represent gossip, or it can represent, just closing off to opportunities. So his base chakra's crossed, his hands are crossed, and he's backed up against that tree. It's just like, I'm not taking up that. So be open, stay open to new opportunities. And then in the 5, so here's a feeling of melancholy. It's also feeling rejected, lost. It can also be a grief card as well. So, and grief arrives because we've loved. So it's it's one way to look at this card. So although certain things have taken place and trust has been challenged, not all is lost. Because of the lack of support or feeling of rejection, sometimes it can be in a relationship where you start to question someone and you sneak a peek at their phone, or you do something behind someone's back and then you feel like something's lost, but not all is lost. If you turn around, the 2 of Cups are upright and the bridge is able to take you across to home. So nothing's broken. Turn around and see life from a different perspective and you'll find the 2 Cups here. And this takes us back to the 2 of Cups, which reflects, friendship first. It becomes more important than ever to be able to approach each other in a safe space. If you're not in a good place and you're operating in your relationship from this perspective, again, turn around and see things differently. So I'll pause the video for now and we'll come back and have a look from the 6 onwards.